Salutations everyone, this is Razor bringing you some Battlefield 4 domination here with the SKS Marksman rifle. And that's what I would like to talk about today, the Marksman rifles. I did use them a little bit in the beta. There was only 2 available, and they were terrible. They were terrible, atrocious guns that they couldn't kill people, and there was many, you would never want to use it. But, of course, you know, that was the beta and they didn't have everything unlocked. And I still think that the first 2 marksman rifles that you get in the game aren't too great. Picking up the Cobra sight here because it's my first time using the SKS. The iron sights aren't too bad, especially since this gun can kill in 3 shots, which is, you know, pretty snazzy. And I have unlocked the SVD, so I've only tried out 4 of the marksman rifles so far. I'm not sure how many there are. I think maybe like 7 or 8, something like that, something around there. So I've used 4 of them, just the ones that I have unlocked. I forget the names of the first 2. I think one's like it's a HK or something 11 or something. I'm not too sure. There's a lot of guns in Battlefield, more than any other multiplayer first-person shooter, so it's a little more difficult to keep track of them all just because there's so many. But what I like about Battlefield is that while there are so many guns, they handle drastically different from one another. And you can't really say that about like Call of Duty or Halo. It's like, yeah, some will be good at long range, some will be good at short range, some will be good for different play styles over another. But for the most part, they don't, you know, play a whole lot differently. But in Battlefield, when you compare it to other multiplayer first-person shooters, the way that the weapons behave is drastically different, and the way that you want to play them is different as well. The marksman rifles is very much a niche role, and it's not going to be very good for close quarters. Here I am. I love this part. I see these guys spawning over here, so I want to get behind them, engineering the battle in my favor. Got all their backs to me and able to wipe all of them out, run out of ammo, because that SKS does only have a 21 round capacity magazine, so I take out the old P226 pistol and finish the job. I really like that pistol, the first pistol that you get in the game, and I really haven't found a reason to use other pistols. I've tried out like the second one that you get, and I've also tried out the G18 just because it's fully automatic, but it's not as good as the G18 in Battlefield 3 was, in my opinion. I don't have attachments for it yet, but it just seems to have too much recoil and not enough damage for my liking. But P226 gets the old seal of approval. I have it on all my classes. But I mean, I definitely should change it up. I should just play that day in campaign and unlock that revolver, because that can kill in just a couple of shots, and that would be snazzy. But the marksman rifles, you know, they're a very niche role. They're not very good for a lot of instances. It's going to be better than a assault rifle at, you know, long range. You know, trying to pick off the sniper off a rooftop or something very far away. You know, outside of using a sniper rifle yourself, it's the best weapon to use against a sniper. And it's going to be, you know, more accurate and have more damage than an assault rifle is going to have at those difficult ranges. We'll cancel reload there to take out that guy. How about my teammates? Little savior. Just being a little savior here. So, you know, the marksman rifles is going to be pretty good at long range. Not too much at short range. If you're entering a building or going up a flight of stairs where, you know, if you encounter an enemy, they're going to be, you know, in fisticuffs range. You're probably going to want to switch to your pistol. At least I do, just because I can get better handling, better hip fire, faster. I get, you know, a good trigger finger on my pistol. You know, better. I can turn it, you know, more easily, which is, you know, something that you kind of have to get used to in this game. In certain ways, I don't feel like I need to get into, but it fills a very niche role, but it's still useful. like for the most part, it's not going to be as good as an assault rifle is at medium range, and obviously not going to be as good as an assault rifle or a PDW or a carbine or a shotgun at close range. But at those, mid to long range engagements, it's going to be quite useful. So I find myself using it a lot in other game modes, where the maps are bigger and the enemies are fewer and further between. So, that's kind of nice to have this little in-between weapon, if you will. For the most part, you're going to want to use a different gun, I feel. And sometimes I feel like I'm in a good position right there, but the guy had a shotgun, so it's like, what am I gonna do? I picked a fight that I should not have picked, but if he didn't have a shotgun, I probably would have won that fight just because I had the old element of surprise and first shot on the guy. But the SKS, out of the 4 marksman rifles that I have used, it's my favorite one so far. I haven't used a lot of the fourth, the one that I unlock in this game. Forget what it's called now. I mentioned it earlier. But the SKS has good damage output, manageable recoil, and there's just not a whole lot of negatives about it outside of it, being the negatives of a marksman rifle itself. It can take out people at a pretty good distance in just a few well-placed shots, and that's really what you need a marksman rifle to do in order to be successful. And that's where I feel like the SKS has an advantage over the other marksman rifles that I have used in the game. If you need something, if you have a gun that's going to not have the biggest fire rate, it's going to be semi-automatic, obviously, and have a little bit of recoil to it, more so than you would see other semi-automatics in other games when you compare it to their fully auto counterparts. It's going to have high damage in order for you to accept its other shortcomings, and this is where I feel like the SKS is strong. It can take people out in just a few well-placed shots. It's got a decent fire rate. It does have a small magazine, only 21 rounds, but here I am shooting this med kit because I think it's a dude's head glitching over the cement edging here. But I feel like the SKS is very strong. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about the marksman rifles in general, how you use them, and what your favorite one to use is. Obviously, I don't have all of them unlocked at the moment, so any help would be appreciated. Comments, thoughts, opinions, that would be great. My final score here is 23-7. Here I unlocked the SVD, which has similar stats. I've given it a try, but no success so far. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.